session. So Networking and Learning Group is founded by myself, Sushma, and Jason Abraham. Jason is the internal auditor and content creator. He has 5S certifications as well. He's working with one of the government entities in UAE for quite a few long time with audit department. And my name is Sushma Priju. I'm an HR professional and I'm working in UAE in a free zone area, which is called DIFC. So we have formed this group with an intention of networking and learning. That's what the name suggests. The group is formed so that we can share our experiences, our learning, our understandings with each other so that we can form more bindings and we can bring in more people together with the same motive. We have our admin team, our pillars of NLG, who is Taqiyuddin Teraparambil and Anil Kunaku. So I have mentioned few of their qualities here. There is so much to talk about, and they are the pillars of NLG. We all work together for all these sessions, for the planning that goes behind each session and the future planning as well. So I'm really thankful for Taqiyuddin and Anil to be the pillars of NLG along with us in this journey. So as I said, the group is aiming at networking and learning. So I would request any of you to come forward, whoever would like to share and network and learn from each other. You can also be a speaker on this platform. So whenever you can, let us know. We will definitely bring you on board so that you can be a speaker here, a host here, and give some parts of speech where some people can get benefit from. So that's what this platform is all about. You can connect us on Facebook, LinkedIn. We have our group, NLG group there as well, and our WhatsApp groups as well. So please connect. Jason will be sharing in between the links in chat box so that you can directly click on the link and join our groups. Please invite your family and friends to this webinar currently so that they can join and take away amazing learnings. Also share the link of Facebook and LinkedIn so that they can connect with us and keep updated on the next coming webinars as well. There are certain rules to follow. Please mute your audio. You all will be muted anyways. You can use the chat box for communication, for any questions from the speaker, for your reactions, for your comments. The speaker will be taking us through this topic, Believe Your Beliefs, and she'll be presenting the session. We will take the Q&A once she finishes the talk so that speaker and the participants are not disturbed in between. You may take notes and screenshots because I'm sure there is so much to take away from this session. So please be ready. And once again, share the link of this webinar so that more people can join in and take advantage of this. Who is the speaker today? Speaker's name is Pongal Punita. I have known her since past few months and she is an amazing motivational speaker. She has taken classes, given training to so many teachers across the globe. I think more than 1,200 trainings, right? 1,200 teachers are trained by her. She's MA, MPhil, B.Ed, and she has written an amazing book called Dive Deep Within. I'm eager to read it now. I'll be reading it soon. Without much ado, I hand over the platform to Pongal ma'am so that she can take over the stage and impart us with amazing learnings today. Thank you.
Thank you, Sushma. And thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, Jason and Sushma. Happy evening, everyone. It's wonderful to be here amongst a group of most of you are known friends here and some of the new faces. Today we are going to discuss on Sushma, will you stop sharing? I'll start sharing my screen. So we are going to be talking on uh, beliefs. We know where we get our beliefs from. Where do we get our beliefs from? So it's here, it's me, um, with you all to be discussing on our beliefs. What are our beliefs? When we are young, how do we think about ourselves? What is the thought that goes on into us? We might be a cat, but we see a lion in us. We are not controlled at all when you are young. But what happens? As we grow, the the lion becomes carry cat. Earlier, the cat thought itself to be a lion as a kid. So it should become a lioness, a grown up lion. But what happens? The cub becomes a cat because of various conditioning. So we're going to just look into what are the conditioning, and then we're going to we're just going to look into quite a few ways of reframing our thoughts and our beliefs. So, as Sushma said, my dear friends, I would like you to have your notepads with you because we will be getting into ourselves and doing a little of exercise. It's not more than sharing. It will be like getting it to yourselves because beliefs are yours, are ours. My belief is mine and your belief is yours. So only we know. I know mine and you know yours. So we're going to go into that. So now, what is a belief? Where does it start? Reinforced memories, isn't it? So it comes, your memories, like repeated memories, you think about it over and over, those become your internal commands. When you think over it again and again, and it becomes your internal commands. So when those commands become some filters, like it becomes some preset organized filters, meaning it's all set. You feel like that is it, and you have your own filters. This is the reason, so I don't have this. That is the reason, and that doesn't happen. This is me, so it doesn't happen. And most of the time, you know what happens in us, what goes internally. So that is it. So now, origin. Where do our beliefs come from? What we hear repeatedly, we have been hearing of so many things. Repeatedly, we are told about so many things. You can see, for example, a child who does not have his lunch at school. What do we say? What do we talk to the child? We tell the child, good children complete their lunch. It's not that you need strength, you need energy. We don't tell all that. We say, good children eat their lunch. So the opinion formed or the belief formed inside is, if I waste food, I'm not a good child. As days go by, that thought becomes an acceptance and becomes a belief. So you start accepting yourself as a bad child. So what we hear and the circumstances, the society around you, everything, the environment around you creates your belief. Knowledge. As you grow, you read, you learn, you hear, you observe, and you dump in a lot of knowledge. We do not question the knowledge. We do not analyze the knowledge. We just accept like a sheep. We just accept it, and that knowledge, past experiences, all our experiences create a lot of boundaries within us. What happens when all these experiences, unknowingly, we start visualizing those beliefs? We see those movies, run those movies over and over again, and those become our beliefs. So here, how does it happen? There are some mindset traps. So what are the mindset traps? Comparison. Right now, this era, I would say, social media, your life on social media has nothing to do with your real life, isn't it? How do we project ourselves on the social media? And seeing someone, we compare. Okay, oh my God, no, I'm not fine. So you compare and you start feeling small about yourselves and your self doubt. You start doubting. yourself. You start doubting your capabilities, your capacities, all your strengths you just don't have within you. And again, the negative people, we get so attracted to those negative things easily. So, like when someone says, you're so good, we don't take it very seriously. Am I? You have a question there. You don't accept it. You say, am I that good? Am I worth it? And so, like when someone says you're too so bad, then it hurts you. You feel, oh my God, I'm bad. Like that fellow said, that person said, and you go on over and over. So that traps you. So it drains you of your inspiration. You'll start losing your inspiration. And the beauty is the waiting. Life, everything, you'll have to wait for some time. But that wait drains you of your energy, drains you of your, the good things, like the better things or the best things that are supposed to come. You become so desperate. You just can't wait for the time. You want everything within the spurt of the moment. You just want to want, you cannot wait. So that is another trap. So these are some of the traps which create the your beliefs. Now see, there are the five disempowering D's actually. Disempowering. What do you mean by disempowering? You are an empowered human being. God created us in his model with his, he is in us. Like, no, it's like we are all, everyone is a mini God if you really believe that. So, but then we even weaken him. We don't get to. So, what are those five D's here? Doubt again. That's one thing that we keep questioning ourselves, is the doubt repeatedly. Like, I'm sure that many of you will be able to accept with me that the question about our worthiness, am I worth it? How many times in a day do we ask that question? Do you believe when you doubt, but you ask someone, am I worth it? And someone says, yes, you are worth it. But do you believe that? I think that person likes me so much. Or the person doesn't know me properly, and that's why he's feeling that I'm worth it. So you don't believe that also. And even if it happens, what happens? You start diminishing it. You just start just putting it aside and diminish it, discount it. That's all. Like, it's not just, it's not accepted. It's not taken, it's just taken for granted, and you dismiss it. So these are the five disempowering D's which disempowers you of your positive beliefs. So now how do we identify our disempowering beliefs? Here is when I want you to have a pen and a paper. These are some questions which I would like you to get into yourself very deep. It's not, I'll be just pausing after every question. I would like you to write down. It is not, I don't want any, if you are fine, you can share, but then I'm not able to read the messages. So I might not be able to answer. So if you have anything, we can discuss at the end. But right now, I would really like you to ask these questions and answer to yourself, okay? In what areas of your life are you not getting what you want? Just right. In which area you want something in some areas, but you're not able to get it. So just identify those areas. Is it finance? Is it your job? Is it your satisfaction? Or is it your personal relationships? Or is it, what is that? In what areas are you not getting what you want? And the next question is, what areas of your life have you tried to improve but did not get the result you wanted? You worked at some areas, you tried, you just made some efforts, but you didn't get the results. Where? Like, in which aspects? You have, different aspects, your family, your relationships, your social relationships, your finance, your career. In which aspect of it are you made efforts, but you were not able to get those results which you wanted? What aspects of your life make you unhappy and discontented? What are you not happy with? What are you not content with in your life at present? Write that. What are those things? Just think, like, no, don't go deep, okay? Just the superficially, what is it that comes into your mind? Write that. Don't, if you go deep within, you start, your logical brain wakes up, and it goes into too much of logical analysis. We are talking about psychology, okay? So let's, like, initial things, it has to come on directly. In what areas of your life do you feel weak, powerless, incompetent, or held back? So where do you think that you're powerless? Where do you think that you're weak? Where do you feel that, no, I'm not competent enough? Where do you feel like you're not able to put yourself in the front? You always hold yourself back. Just, I'm just giving you a minute, go through all the questions, find out if you have written. Don't, again, I'm telling you, please do not think too much, okay? Whatever comes at the spot, just immediate, instantaneous answers are very much appreciated here in these questions, okay? Now, what happens when these questions were asked? What happens? There's a big mouth in your head, isn't it? That goes on haunting Bob, 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 a lot of noise inside. You know, it's your ego. What is it? What you can call anything for that matter. You feel that, no, that is what my guiding post is there. Like, no, whatever, what happens? Most of the time, it disempowers you. It brings you only the, like, unless you train yourself properly, most of the time, because of, like, it's become the kind of like Duryodhana and Dharma. Like, Duryodhana went to the same world and said there is nobody who's good. Dharma went outside of the world and said that everyone is good. So it's like that. So whatever is you've been exposed to, whatever your thoughts are being, so there is a mouth inside here talking. It's a big mouth inside. It's very big, aware. Be aware or beware of that big mouth which contains you. So now we're just going to look into what are the prerequisites for changing our beliefs. So we just saw the limiting beliefs. Now, what are the prerequisites that you need for changing beliefs? The first thing is perception, a shift in your perception. What is your perception? The way you look at things, the way you understand things, like your own opinion about things. So you have an opinion. See, for example, I come from a village. So moment I come from a village, like, immediately you have your own thoughts about myself. Like, you have your own image about me. You create, like, our perception is different. So moment, like, I remember when I joined a school my first career as a teacher, I remember the admin director asked me, are you US returned? And actually, my God, like, I've not even left Tamil Nadu and you're asking me where. Yeah. So like, you have your own perceptions. Like, so what are your perceptions? So you need to shift your perceptions. This is very, very important. Nowhere to now here. That's something that you will have to bring in yourself as nowhere to now here. So just a space between those two words changes the entire meaning, isn't it? So a small shift is very, very much important. Is the thing that you'll have to do. Swami Chinmayananda says, take care of small things and big things will take care of themselves. So small things. Let's just concentrate only on the small things. Now, we are so badly used to looking into the impossibilities. No? See, if you think logically, this is what can happen. This cannot go beyond that. Like, I have a brother who's been very, very logical. He says that he has his household accounts since 2002 or 3. What is the purpose? You have it, but then what is it that you have to go back and look into? He says, no, see, my provisions cost me only 2,000 rupees. Then right now it's costing me 18,000 rupees. So, like, that analysis, you just go into that, and with that logical mind, now you have another 20 years calculation. So this is the shift in the money. And so now for my son's wedding, this is what I'll need. And you make logically, but do you have to? There are some kind of exponential differences, exponential growths can happen. So now we have to get on to the matrix of pure possibilities. We will not hold ourselves or cut ourselves short because of thinking about impossibilities. Cross the bridge when it comes. But when we think, we will think only about possibilities. So now how do we bring in the empowering beliefs? So we're going to do an exercise again. We're going to just take it up. Just pick one belief that has not been very supportive. Write it down. One belief about you or in your life that has not been very supportive. What is it that has been not very supportive? What is it right now in this, like, you feel like, our mood swings, this pandemic period. One main thing is, like, every one of us, most of us have those mood swings, isn't it? So you believe that the situation is like this, so this is acceptable, you can't help it. So one belief, I'm just giving you an example. one belief that you feel has not been very supportive. Write down that belief. Now ask your questions. How did that belief come into you? How did you create that belief into you? What, just think, now you'll have to go deep, find out, like there will be some cause if you just ask questions. Like, see, if you ask me, like, I would have left a school just like that. Okay, I believe that I cannot withstand people who do not hold values. Okay, so what is it that opened? So my first experience was like, I was unnecessarily blasted by my principal, and I had my own opinion about her. So my belief that most of them do not have proper values makes me realize that, like, this is how it happens. So what is that? Ask yourself the questions and find out where has that belief where does it have its roots? Where did it start from? Now, contradict that belief with positive examples. Some things have happened differently, like in spite of all that, like, you have seen quite a lot of good people also. For me, some managements have been, see, one management in Chennai, they say, like, you will have to be only a robo, you'll have to be only doing whatever they say. Believe me, for me it has been, I dictated terms to them and I was able to do whatever I wanted. So here, like, I have a positive response from another management also. So right now, challenge your limiting belief with another positive experience in your life. Contradict that belief with positive examples. If you can bring in more positive examples, write down. Here, I just want you to write down as many beliefs as you can bring it in. Yeah. So now the best thing, the main thing is rewrite that into an empowering belief in an assertive statement and take up a 21 days challenge, writing it with conviction or affirmations. I write a morning message every day, and I always feel that I have a thought in me that I do not, it takes a lot of time for me to get the right people into my life. So today, my affirmation was, I attract the right people at the right time like a magnet. I'm giving you a sample of an affirmation. Start it with the first person. You can also use I am. That I am affirmations are powerful. So whatever you want to construct, do not make it too long. uh, People who know simple, compound, complex sentences, let it be a simple sentence, not a compound sentence. And no, let it not be a compound sentence. Or although, but, like, we are so badly used to if, but if, not only, but also, nothing of that. Okay, only, I'm basically a teacher of English, so this comes in. So write it in an assertive sentence. So be very strong. Once my affirmation was like, I attract extraordinary results with minimum efforts. Okay, so I attract extraordinary results with maximum results with minimum efforts. So make it very assertive, very simple, but then it has to have power. Believe me, you will see the difference. I'm just talking out of experience. I'm talking with conviction because I've been doing it. There has been a gap, and again now with 5am and mastermind for the past 5 months, I would say, writing it day in and day out has brought in a exponential shift. That will be the word, I would say, in my life. So take it up. Even if 21 days doesn't matter, I can take it for 90 days. Keep writing it, but just have one sentence, uh, very very specific one which you feel will change your entire life. So make that. This is very important. Start, if you can read Louis Hay's book, which says that 21 days to master affirmations. So it's a very small book. It has only 84 pages. So the ebook is also available. So free PDF is also available. I can share it with you later. Right now, I'm not ready. I'm sorry. So you can just read that and find out how she says, like, look into the mirror, look into your eyes, and tell that yourself. But what happens? Why am I asking you to write? When you start talking or when you start, what happens? Brain is doing something else, right? And all of a sudden, after some time, you'll realize, oh my God, I was supposed to look into my eyes and tell something. And what am I thinking now? So you'll just get lost in your thoughts. So when you write, it goes in focus on what you're writing. Be there, get in with all your senses and write a 21 days challenge. And how do we eliminate those self-limiting beliefs now? So this is one way of doing empowering, getting into empowering beliefs. Now, but then this has become a little more dominating as limiting beliefs. So how do we eliminate that? I'm not a person who sets reasonable goals. Here I've mentioned as reasonable goals for a brain hack. You're going to hack your brain. What I mean by reasonable goal is just tell yourself, I'm going to finish writing this page today and do it. Tell it and do it. You want to take something from there, or you want to just take a small job. Don't commit on bigger things, and don't give the brain thought about you're not complete. No, you will have to hack the brain, but that the thought is you're going to think that and do it. So the brain gets a message when this female thinks, she will do it. So set very simple goals. Here, like it is not your goals. Here, like, some tasks. I should have changed the word. Set reasonable tasks and complete it. Okay. Next one is your vocabulary matters a lot. Do not call any situation as a problem. Call it as a challenge. Call it as another situation. When you say problem, immediately you become so defensive. Like, you say problem. Oh my God, that's a problem. Immediately you get a block. It's okay, challenge. Okay, fine. Let's see what's the challenge is. Let me just find a way out. So be careful about your vocabulary. Your default answer. If I can have if you can stop sharing and ask someone a question about, is someone ready for a conversation with me? I would like to have a volunteer, someone ready to. Taki, you're ready? Yeah, Taki, are you ready?
Yes,
yeah.
Right.
Okay, Taki, I'm going to ask you a question. Okay. Taki, you wanted to do a business, right?
Yeah.
What is the status of the business?
Business registration done. Now we are waiting for some location to open so we can run that.
So can it happen at the earliest?
There is an uncertainty. So we are checking another option. So on open market.
Friends, I would like you to watch on the words that Taki is using, okay? We are just talking about a cavalry, right? Yeah, Taki, you are the guinea pig now. Okay, so what do you think if it happens, like something happens, like some miracle happens now and you're getting everything now? Are you ready?
Yes.
You're ready?
Almost.
There itself.
Because
when you say almost, see, thank you, Taki. Thank you for being the scapegoat here. My dear friends, here we are talking about beliefs and I want to tell you that these are small things that go in with us. When it goes in, you have a word telling that, as I told you, possibility matters, complete possibilities. So just like we always project on what is not going to happen. So I wanted a conversation with him because I know his plans. So I was able to make some questions. If you ask someone, I wanted someone I don't know. I had someone in mind, right? That person has not come, I believe. Because if you talk to someone, you will feel some of the people start the answer with a no, isn't it? Have you met people like that? Some of them start only with a no, isn't it? So when any question you ask, so no, what happens is, immediately answers no. What happens? Yeah, Taki, I've heard you like that. So I was happy that you started like that, but today you were careful, Taki. Okay.
No, because my boss is so particular. He always say, everyone is saying no. You will start with no. Everyone is starting no. So we are just bothered.
Yeah, good. Thank you, Taki. Thank you. So, so you have the default answer. Like you always start with a no. Stop that. Reset that. Start like, see here, these are ways of hacking your brain. Yes, what do I do? You know there's a challenge, but the answer that you're bringing to your brain is you're telling yes. Okay, what do I do? How do I do? So just there. And the next one is display that award. Here, what I mean is like, you would have won some awards. You would have some successes, right? You have some certificates or something that would have given you the maximum happiness then. Display that award and ensure that you're looking at it many times. See, my vision board, vision board, as I told, because I made my vision board. I've never written my vision board. Thanks to FIAM only I started writing my vision board. And my vision board, when it was there, right now I have a vision board, like where I am the correspondent of a school. I have a photograph of a school. I have the name of the school. I have the emblem, the logo of the school, and I've written I'm the correspondent. I fix the date also. And my daughter is the principal and the date also. It's all done. So look into that, display that award or something that you want to reach. I have a photograph like as of myself in Rashtrapati Bhavan. So whatever you want to, like something that gives you the maximum, display that. Here, what I mean by wake up on the right side of the bed is as soon as you get up from the bed, when you get up, your thoughts, the first thought is train your brain like that. Like it takes a little time, but then you can train. The moment you get up, first thing is gratitude. Thank God for giving you another day. And what is it exciting for the day? What is it that you have in store that's going to excite you for the day? The moment you bring that thought into you, you will see a difference, a shift in the mind, in the mood. So you see a meaning in your getting up. So everything, all those enzymes, I'm purposely avoiding all those signs because I didn't know the crowd, but I didn't know. So I just wanted to be very clear. Like I'm not talking about the brain, all the parts of the brain and all because of that. So when you do that positivity, now to continue with that positivity, please do not switch on the TV and listen to those corona news. Detox from bad news. So much of negativity, isn't it? Everyone, it's not that we are not humanistic or this, it is not that we are not empathetic towards them or we are not, no, it's not like that. But it worries you. When you hear someone having corona, what do you tell them? Like, like I keep telling, we don't know whether we have already been affected and we have got out of it. We don't know. We might have been asymptomatic. We don't know. So what has happened to it? So they say that like at least once you should have crossed corona within the next 3 months or 6 months. So what is it? So it is, so now acceptance and acknowledge, yeah, this is the situation. This is what is going to happen. And this might happen. So let me face it when it comes. I keep telling everyone, see, the death of singer SPB has given a shock, but then he had his own ailments earlier, like which affected him. If you look into, like, I have a friend who took care of his 80 years old father who was with corona. He did not allow the father to go to the hospital because he was a little worried about the father. He took care of his father and he recovered. The father recovered and he told me like, Pongal, now I think I should be positive. But believe me, I don't know. He did not get a positive. He was corona. He tested negative. We don't know what happened. Whether it came with the father and got off, we don't know. But he didn't test positive. So you can pick out cases like this. I keep telling his case to everyone because these are also happening. So you don't have to worry that you might get it from someone. No, there are possibilities. If your immune system has been really strong, there is a possibility of you getting uninfected by that also. So detox yourself from bad news. Distortions. We distort everything. We don't see it as it is. Like, we don't see it as clear as it is. We have our own images. We distort the image. We create our own negative images. We don't talk on positive things. So drop out your distortions. Now we're going to think about work about reframing your beliefs. Positivity is something like, it doesn't mean that you have to be that you can always be positive. There might be challenging situations. It is not that when I say positive doesn't mean that I don't get angry or I don't get stressed out or I don't get, no, it's like everyone will. So, but then from here to where? Yes, this is a situation. Now, where do I go? So change it into positive. What happens? How do you move it? Regular, frequent repetitions. For example, you want to write something. See, right now my morning messages, like people like it so much, but then now when I look back my morning messages which I started in 2017, I feel, my god, did I write such a bad thing, like such a bad language, so poor language, so what have I written? So I myself didn't like. So when you do something regular, frequently, repeat, it becomes much better. I'm sorry, I was just wondering. Okay, think positive, love what you do, and repeat it. So when you repeat it, that improves your trust in yourself. So you become like, see, do it with love. Don't do it mechanically. Don't do it mechanically. I remember when I was a first standard teacher, as at home, I was known for my impatience. And first standard teacher, like, you know what children will do. I remember the days when I was at the door and crying to people, like, I just, like, because I couldn't accept, I couldn't have my patience, and I cannot shout at the children also. So I remember standing at the door and crying, and that job was giving me the money to buy my provisions at home. So I felt I go stand at the door, cry, and then say, no, but for this I will not be able to buy my provisions. So I let me just get back into what it is. So, and slowly, believe me, when there were opportunities for me getting into a university as a teacher of English, I did not want to, because I started loving what I as a teacher, a school teacher. So because I've been repeating that as a school teacher. So when you go love and then repeat it, that believes your trust, and you get into winning experience. You will get into a lot of experiences of winning. So small things, regular, frequent repetitions improves your trust in yourself. We are talking only about the person, one person whom you are seeing in the mirror. We are not talking about any other person. Okay, I'm not talking to the entire group. I'm talking to each one of you individually. Please take it like that and take it inside. Propel your success yourself. Do not expect someone to come and push you. There might be some people coming in helping you out. Be grateful, but do not always wait for a drive from outside. The drive has to be internal. Propel your success yourself. Be mindful of your company. Very, 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 very important. Whose company are you in? So be very mindful of your company. Be inspired. Inspire yourself. Don't look in for anybody else. Where did I start this yesterday, and where am I today? So what is my plan for tomorrow? If you look into that, you will see the gradual development, at times a jump also, a leap also. So only thing is, never give up. Believe in yourself. Don't wait for someone to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. So we're just going to look into some strategies to develop unshakable belief in you. Win in your mind first. When you want something, first win that in your mind. Bring it, make it a successful one in your mind. Let it be your mind. The second thing is, be maniacal in your beliefs. Let it be, let people call she's a maniac, so doesn't matter. But be so stubborn in your beliefs. Be a maniac in your beliefs with your enthusiasm. Every fall, how many ever falls you might come across, but do not leave your enthusiasm. Just continue to be enthusiastic and continue to develop your competence. That's very, very important. The world, the way it is growing, you have to be shaping you, chiseling you. Learn, unlearn, and relearn is the mantra. So your competence has to be chiseled. Like, yesterday's competence is obsolete. Like earlier they said it's only in the IT industry. Now it's not that. Like today is the new norm which you're in has put everything into, like, it's all like you become outdated unless you upgrade yourself. So keep developing your competence. Magnify your unfair advantage. Like, you think something is not possible, and there is a small light, like at the end of the tunnel. Hold on to that. Hold on to that light. You just see, magnify that unfair advantage. It might not look fair for you to reach there, but doesn't matter. See, for me to think about owning a school in the recent future is not a fair thing. It's not that, like, if you logically think, it's not going to be that easy. But there are some loopholes, there are some possibilities. So I keep continuing to concentrate only that. Magnify your unfair advantage. Focus on the positive. What can be the positive outcomes? There will be some positive outcomes possible, right? See, when you drive in a car, you will not be able to see the entire road till your destination. You will only see as much it is possible for the light to show you. As you go, as you progress, you'll get the further routes, right? So right now, continue with that small shimmer of light there and move on. Embrace failure as a reminder. It reminds you that you have missed out on something. Find out what is that you have missed out. Work at it, start again. Just get up. Just dust yourself. Don't waste much time there when you're fallen down, because then it becomes difficult to get up. So especially when there is a failure, ensure that you're getting up immediately and move on. Keep working at it. Keep working at yourself. So these are some of the important aspects and believe your beliefs. First thing is believe in yourself, in your power. Here, I mean, I believe in the divine power that is in me also. Here, your power doesn't mean the human power. It is the combination of the human part with the divine part. So that omnipotent, omnipresent is in you. You can do anything and everything. Believe and you will achieve. So these are my social media handles. I'll just put it up in the chat box, and thank you. We move on to the questions. Thank you very much, everyone, for being there. And I hope I've finished on time, Sushma. Yes. Thank you so much. And now we move on to questions or whatever.
Yeah, thank you very much, Pongal ma'am. It was a great session. Like, I personally like the quote which you said: "Learn, unlearn, and relearn." That's an amazing quote which you quoted. So the strategies you mentioned, the questions you asked, to have introspection for ourselves. Yes, that's really amazing. The way you presented to us, the examples you gave in between. So that connects very really to each of us, I believe, and I'm sure everyone has the same experience. So I have few notes and few sharings which I took from this. So I have also written the answers to the questions which you asked me. So yeah, it's great.
If you want, I'm ready to share the, like the PPT also in the group. Like whoever wants, please connect with me. I just put it on the chat right now, how you can connect with me. My WhatsApp group invite is there. My social media handles are there. But the way you can order for my book is also there. Everything is there. So connect with me. I can share the presentation also with you.
Yes. So that's so great. Thank you very much for sharing that. Jason, over to you.
Thanks a lot, Pongal ma'am. Regarding the PPT, I have taken the screenshot of every slide and I've already put it in the WhatsApp group. So already I've done that.
Great.
It's like a screenshot. It was a great, amazing session, especially the verse which touched me. It was the last one, embrace failures as a reminder. So this is one of the key elements I would take away from this whole session. And also, one thing I just wanted to ask you in regards to the daily writings which you were doing from 2017. I think so. Yeah. So I started it for energy. I also was writing up daily a quote. Okay. So I continued it for like almost 3-4 months or 2-3 months. But then on one fine day, I stopped it. I don't know what's the reason, but I stopped it. So today morning, I got a WhatsApp message that Jason, I really missed your morning quotes in the group. Then I suddenly figured out then why I stopped. I don't know what's the reason. What's the busyness which happened in me that led to the stoppage. So because the questions you asked. I wrote like you asked me to. I mean, you asked the crowd to write. Like I'm not able to. What I wrote was I'm not able to speak online about issues I feel it's okay to speak about. So before I used to write about what came up to my mind, and then I used to make videos or record videos and put in LinkedIn, but then I stopped suddenly. So what's the reason? I'm not able to still figure it out, but maybe the unsuccessful following which I'm getting, or maybe I think that people are not recognizing me. Maybe I think that what's the use of doing this stuff? And maybe those thoughts are coming up. That's why I stopped. So would you like to recommend any strategy so that I could restart this whole concept? Because I love to record myself online.
Jason, thank you for that question, because I can share my experience out of that also. Because, like the main thing was, yes, there are some sources of inspiration who keep me, keep that fire in me. That is true. But then the conviction that I had to myself, like whether they tell it or not, you had a lot of people who were, not everyone expresses, right? So probably like they don't, and when you stop, they come back to you like, why did you stop as such? But then when you write every day, they don't ask, just send you. They don't even have a word of like an appreciation. They don't have time. But believe me, like
my part was I got regular appreciation, especially Sushma used to comment that good words. I used to get regular. I don't know what happened with me. I stopped it one day.
Probably like even I think after I released this book, I told my daughter I'm going to stop writing because let people buy the book if they want. They can read the book and they can read one thought a day, and why should. So then one thing I felt is like I'm now in a situation where I'm forced to do it. I don't know, like because I know there are some people who take it as a morning dose of positivity for them. So it is not for me. Like I took it as a compulsion. Believe me, I had a heart attack and I was in the hospital, and I wrote my morning message that day. Also, some of them did not know that I was in the hospital. So that is, my daughter was really wild that day. This is the conviction that I have about what I'm doing. So one thing is like, let us not allow something that we start to stop in between. For example, if you can work into like our morning 5 a.m. attending your like any session for that matter, and you attend something, some program, we start initially with a lot of energy and slowly we fade away. So let us not allow that. Like, so let us start small things. Let us not look into a leap. Let us start something small and keep building, keep adding on to it. See, I remember like the habit tracker which we did in masterminds initially. We just started with 5 habits, and then like as like Faisal always says, like start with the folding your bed sheets. Believe me, I'm a person who has never folded even my bed sheets. Like from the day I knew, I never folded my bed sheet. I remember being scolded by my mom, but I never did it. But right now, like when I started doing it, even my maid came and asked me like, Amma, did I do something wrong? Why are you folding your bed sheets now? So you just create something small like that gives you a feeling. That is the science which always I'm just reminded of IIM every time, because we learned a lot there. Like a lot of change happened there. So start something small. Like even if you feel that it is dying, push yourself for some time. Don't expect anyone to come and push you. Don't see, at times like for one day and I'm writing, I get hundreds of messages. Pongal, today it was too good, and believe me, I would have written in a very different mindset that day, but that will boost me. But one day I would have really worked. Today I had made 18 editions. Believe me, if you look into my, like I've edited it 18 times. So that edition, but today I received very few people telling that, ma'am, it was so good, or Pongal, it was good. So like at times you are so much into it. But then, so one thing I would suggest is, please do not, like, no, you might feel like giving up. I see what happened with 5am and Mastermind was, when I felt like giving up, my entire teams were there. Like, they pushed me because I was having some health issues. I wanted to leave it. But then the friend, so have someone like Sushma is there. If she says like, no, as you said, just have that, take that, and take them very strong. Like, okay, I accept some people very strong. When they say something, okay, even if not for me, I'll do it, kind of. So do it for yourself first. And if not, have 1 or 2 people you will do for them. Like, for me, it's my daughters. Like next second come my daughters. Like at times when it doesn't go 10 o'clock, my little one calls up and asks, Amma, what happened? I've not received your morning message yet. So it is, have someone who pushes you, who will have the good intentions, best of all intentions. But one thing is, push yourself first. Push yourself into it. Don't allow it. Like that is one thing that will help us in growing.
Thank you so much.
I've answered your question, Jason.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Okay, I have a question, Mughalnam. So
Yeah, Sushma.
I saw the way you questioned Taki.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you recommend asking questions, be
Yes,
it to
actually,
ourselves or to
I
others?
learned it from Samir GP in the art of
Okay.
asking questions. Attending his sessions for so many days, like I'm sure Lizzie would have been laughing at there because I see a lot of influence of him in me now with the way I talk to people, my questions, the way I've been framing because I enjoyed every session. See, one thing is like I told you I'm sharing. I should have told in the beginning itself that I'll be sharing the PPTs. I want people to listen. I want you to be there. So only when you are there, it will get into you properly. Like, so I believe in that dictum of being there. And I remember my Swamiji, my guru telling me that it is like your knowledge, like when you listen and get it into your head, it is like the breast milk of a mother. See, when a mother has enough breast milk, she doesn't have to carry that basket, isn't it? For like all those to prepare the food for the child. But if you do not have if you don't have the breast milk, you'll have to carry. When you have the breast milk, you don't have to carry. Similarly, is like whatever gets in, what you will not be getting everything that was told. You'll be getting whatever you needed, and the rest will be there dormant now. But when situations come, the right situations come, it will come up. So believe in that. So ask questions. Probably today it might not, some of my questions might not be comfortable to you, like because I've received a lot of questions from Samir. So it might not be comfortable to us at that moment, but then that questions will be there, at the back of our head, asking us again and again. So that has worked out a lot of wonders in me. So I really love asking questions now. And also I enjoy being asked questions also. So that makes me think a lot.
Yes, I agree. I agree completely. The way you took took us and the way even Sameer GP session I have been attending quite a few times. So yes, that's a great way of conversation between people. Okay, so yes, thank you very much. Who has a question? If anyone wants to ask any questions, please raise your hand or you can type in into the chat box. Taki wants to ask a question.
Oh,
Yes,
Yeah.
Taki, go
yes,
ahead.
Taki.
Yeah, Pungal ma'am, nice one. You said about us and human beings, sometimes we'll go down, low
Yeah,
mood and all.
yeah,
So such moments will come at a couple of times.
yeah.
How we will manage, how you are managing that one?
Taki, one thing is I'm a very deep spiritual person. Okay. So I'm a very strong, my spirituality is very, very strong in me. So the moment I off late, what the habit that I've developed in me is, I have a photograph of my God in front of me right now. It is there. So I sit and ask, what are you trying to tell me? I cry because I remember again, as I told you, like my guru has told me that, like in our religion, you can take your God as your friend, philosopher, your guide, and also as your lover. So you can treat him as anything. So I treat him in all forms. Okay. So I ask whatever questions, whatever comes in, I develop a conversation with my God first. Okay, so that is the internal dialogue will be like to my God. I cry to him, like whatever I feel like, I tell him, like, this is what I feel. Uh, I'm not going to, but I don't want to sit down. Like, see, one thing that I can tell you, Taki, is please do not accept that momentary failure as the end. You might cry, you might feel so desperate, you might have all sorts of negative emotions, but don't have that speak out and then stop it there. Like Sadhguru Jaggi was there says that actually. He says like, if you feel like, crying, burst it out, finish it out, and there ends it. So then from there, like, during this pandemic, 20 days, I would always say that 20 days I was completely in my bed and I did not get up at all. I was like, I did not have, most of the days I just had one food, one meal a day. And then it happened that I was asking my God, like only this question. I understand that you're trying to teach me something. What are you trying to tell me? It is unbearable. It's so paining. Help me out. I'm a dunce. I cannot understand what you're trying to tell me. So tell me in my plain terms, of this, let this dance understand. So this surrender with which I talk, that is one thing that I keep repeating. I'm Sir Taki, you have been receiving my morning messages, and you've been reading my morning messages, and you know that I regularly speak about surrender. So that's one thing that keeps me going, Taki, like, because yes, moments, see, even now I would say, like, there was a day when I went to frankly speaking, I went to my balcony thinking that, okay, let this be the end of my life. I thought that recently, a couple of months back. And I came back from there, and then I just cried, and I called up my daughter and cried, and she immediately, no, it was before March, I'm sorry. It was before March. She immediately came from school. She took a permission, half a day permission, and she came back from school. So I get into moments like that. The only thing is that holds me is my daughters. Like, I think about the one thing that create something that has huge impact on you. So I think my thought is about my daughters. My daughters need me for some more time at least. So what do I do now? So tell me, what do I do? I just ask the question, like, as I'm asking questions here, I ask my God, tell me what do you want to do? Teach me now. Make it clear. So that is how I come out, Taki. It's only my conversation with my God. And whatever I have in mind, I just speak out to my daughters. Everything. Black and blue, I speak out to my daughters. Just pour it out, finish it off, and then start. So drain away your tears. Like, you feel like crying, cry. Don't hold it on. Cry it out. Finish it off. And there you will feel that you will be able to take a fresh step there. Yeah. Have I answered your question, Taki?
Yeah. Both. With a human and a God, we need to connect.
Yeah.
Be connected.
Thank you, Vetri.
Yes. Thank you, Lizzie ma'am. Thank you, Vetriji. So there are clappings happening for you,
Yeah,
Pongal ma'am.
thank you.
Okay. Who is next?
I'm
Who has
Susma, can I
questions?
have a quick word?
Yes,
Yes,
please.
Vetri.
Thank you. I belong to Pongal Sisters fans club.
Oh my God. Like,
Uh,
you belong to Dr. Smita's fans club,
oh
my
no,
darling.
sister, I want to tell you, I am
Yes,
fortunate
Vetri.
enough to attend the session from the beginning, and till now I'm observing each and every word, like Jason said. It is so powerful. And one thing I want to tell you personally, we are seeing this journey of 4-5 months, each and every one individually. This is a new community. You have transformed a lot especially in these 5 months, and it is very much visible. The ultimate single word is there is so much of smiles. That is what we are all looking for, isn't it? So thanks to everyone, and you did so wonderful. People who didn't attend are misfortunate people, and I want to put a word to Sushma. Sushma, you are so consistent, and you are doing so great job. I appreciate you. Wonderful, Jason also. It is like our Faisal and 5 AMs we used to talk. No, it's a giver's attitude. You guys are doing it. Don't worry. God will take care of all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vetri.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, that's great. Thank you very much. Anyone would like to ask any question or share something?
Hi, Sushma, may I?
Yes, Anil, sure. Anil is one of the pillars.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
First of all, Miss Punita, I must say that you made you made a better evening for many of us now. And this is the first time I ever heard from you, right? And you did it really good.
Thank you.
On your emotional front, I was really fascinated the way you mentioned it when you're talking about looking back at the daughter when you were about to break down. There is a phrase, there is a quote that says, whatever you do, always watch out who are looking at you. Yeah, it matters. Okay, off the context, going through one of the statements on your slide, you mentioned that always get up or wake up on the right side of the bed.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate? Because I got slightly confused on this statement.
Yeah, I mean, I think probably I was a little fast in that. What I meant by the right side is the correct side, actually, with the right emotions, actually. So that you, like, what am I going to do? First, I said, like, the right side, I don't mean the right or the left side of your bed. I meant the right, the correct one, okay? I told that, probably I was not clear. I'm sorry, because here what I meant was, like, be grateful. The right aspect is when you open your eyes, open it with gratitude. The second thing is, what is it that you're going to be excited about that day? And the third thing is, like, how am I going to be useful to someone today? So if you think about those exciting factors of it, I meant that right side. That is the right side that I meant, not the left or the right one. Yeah. So
Okay, thank you.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I think Kunen sir and Lizzie have raised their hands, Sushma. Yeah,
Yes.
Kunen sir. You're muted, Kunen sir.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, my heartfelt gratitude. I really learned something new. So thank you so much. Only a small question coming to my mind is that what I have observed you is a very a fearless woman with a complete clarity of wherever you want to reach. So how do you manage your fear? Or is really fear disturbing you? I don't think so. But in case it's coming up, how do you manage? Or what do you suggest us if we face sometimes some fear?
Fear is always there. See, I'm also a human being. Okay, so I do have my fears. Again, as I told you, I believe, like, I've been groomed by my gurus in such a way that that I surrender myself. So when I have that fear, I get into that point that, like, okay, why am I scared? It's not me, right? It is you who did it. And as I told you in my presentation also, like, I go back to something that positive that had happened in similar situations. It came out of the blue. Something happened out of the blue. I can again give you another personal example, which I might have shared in I might have shared in some of the forums here, where, like, my daughter had got her admission in Sweden, and we did not have the amount to pay her fees initially. And believe me, I was attending one of the Hypnotic Circle's monthly meeting at Palm Grove, Hotel Palm Grove. After the meeting was over, I was there with another friend. She knew it. I was just hugging her and I cried. And it happened that my friend, like, she was like telling me, come on, Pongal, something will happen, don't worry. The next day was the last day to pay her fees. So we didn't know. And, like, she had gotten a very good university, very big profile of the university. But I was, like, really so worried that I'm not able to do that for my daughter. But like, I was crying to one of my friend, another person whom I've never spoken much. He came and asked what's happening. I was in a dilemma. Should I share it with him? Because I don't know him much. But I don't know. Something told me, okay, share it. I shared it. And he told me, I had applied for a bank loan. Can your bank manager give you a kind of that, initially it's in the processing. The loan is in the process of getting processed and some letter like that. I said, I think I should be able to get it from a manager. Get that letter, send to the university. The university will give you time. First, buy some more time. Then let's decide. Okay, so next day we got that letter. We sent it to the university. It was on the 15th of May. 30th, I mean, I'm talking about 2019. And again, 30th of May, that was the last date, 29th of May, believe me, like, my daughter said, okay, Amma, forget it. Let's just go ahead. Let me apply it next time. But I really wanted her to, I was asking my God, I want my daughter, like, just because of my financial reasons, I don't want my daughter to lose this opportunity. Please help me out, because we don't know whether she'll get it in the same university once again next year. So we were a little worried about that. So then, it happened that a friend of mine from Hong Kong, who I've never met till date, a primary school classmate, he sent 2.5 lakhs through someone. And by that night, I had the entire amount to pay. So this is how, I think about all these miracles that has happened in my life. So when I get a fear, I replace my fear with all these miracles that has happened in my life. So I asked you and I did it. You made it happen. So now it's yours. Like, if you want it, you do it. If not, it is that different. And right now, the second year, we had issues. So I told my God, If my daughter has to come down here, she has to come only for my funeral, because I asked you and I sent her there. I did not send on my own. So if she has to come here, it is, I'm talking with total conviction, Kunen sir. I just told this to my God. And believe me, again, miracles happen. Lizzie knows the entire story. It happened. And now she's there happily continuing with her course. So this is how I handle my fear.
Salute to you, ma'am. Salute.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Lizzie, Lizzie ma'am ji, please ask your question or whatever you want to share.
No questions to Pongal ma'am. Sushma and Jason, you people are doing amazing job. Thank you for inviting Pongal ma'am here from my side. I'm expressing my gratitude. Presentation was awesome as usual, Pongal ma'am. Love you for everything. In eliminating self-limiting beliefs, there was a quote like, turn problems into challenge.
Yeah.
Okay, me and Pongal ma'am, we have, learned a lot. As she has mentioned, Mr. Samir CP, we have learned a lot from him. According to him also, convert all your problems into a project with a deadline. And as Pongal ma'am was telling, that surrender mode with the God. I have, I am a Christian. I firmly believe in my faith, but, I could never put myself into this surrender mode. And with the guidance of Pongal ma'am, she was always there. And because of you only, Pongal ma'am, I must tell you, I inculcated this in me of surrendering myself to the Almighty. And things really worked out well. When I had the first session with Mr. Samir JP, I was in totally very bad condition. I was crying like anything because from nowhere I was getting the funds. My child is a distinction holder and she wanted to go back to UK again for her MBA. And surrendering and maintaining that positive attitude. Just now, ma'am, here, in the reframing your beliefs, she said, think positive. That positive attitude, I maintained that, continued with the, thinking from the space of abundance and hope, and it really helped. Pongal ma'am, amazing messages, amazing affirmations. We keep on repeating. And to all the friends, those who are here present for this session, friends, her affirmations are so strong and so powerful. Just read it, continue with that, just feed it to yourself, and you'll see the amazing result. Thank you, Pongal ma'am. Thank you so much for everything. Love you.
Thank you, Lizzie.
Sushma, before we go forward, I just want to congratulate Lizzie ma'am also for the fantastic abstract she does after all Samir GP's presentations. And it's like a overview of what he has said, although I'm not able to see it, but when I read your messages, it's fantastic. Great work, Miss Lizzie ma'am. Great work.
Yes. Even if you have not joined this session, by reading the synopsis, you will get the whole idea what has happened in that session. So she writes so amazingly.
Again, as I told you about small, consistent, regular, frequent, consistent efforts, that she has recognized, that she has realized that competence in her only after she started. She started very casually, but right now she has recognized that, skill in her, that competence in her. So again, regular, consistent efforts.
Yes.
Kabir, Kabir. Yeah, Kabir has raised his hand. Yeah, Kabir.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. I have one question, ma'am.
Yeah, Kabir.
Yes, and I really appreciate your wonderful session today.
Thank you.
Really, it was a very thought-provoking. My question is that definitely you go through this type of experience. Definitely you increase your mental strength, because I personally feel that mental strength is one of the important quality. So what are the steps you have taken to increase your mental strength?
When it happened, actually, see, most of you, I think, should know that I'm a single parent. So when I had my problems and I had to go for a separation, I remember my guru, who used to have a call with me every day. He used to spend at least a few hours with me every day in the evening on a call. And slowly he started, reducing the number of calls a day. He stopped picking my calls every day. Like he made it twice a week or thrice a week, and slowly he reduced that to once a month or twice a month, and then he made it very rare also. So it became, so that is one thing that he inculcated in me, telling that now it's just your time to get up and walk. You have to handle it yourself. So he's, and I like, again spirituality, I would like just get into only God. As Lizzie said, surrender, it's like, it's my surrendering. And I've many times asked Lizzie, like, you are a Christian and you say that you surrender to God. What does that surrender now? If you're going to feel so worried, then where does it have that value? So that surrender, I mean, because I remember once, I was a teacher. My guru is like from Chinmaya Mission, Swami Anukul Ananda, and he's a very young person, but still, like, he is my guru. So he I remember him, like, once I went and cried to him, telling, because I had unnecessarily, like, I felt that I have scolded a group of teachers so much unnecessarily. So I went and told and cried, actually, Swamiji, I shouldn't have spoken so much. I feel I should have really scolded them. I could have controlled my words. Then Swamiji told me that, Pongal, believe that it is not you. Today it was their, they were ordained to get that today from you. So now start surrendering, not only the, good things that happen, or even the bad things that happen through you. It was his plan. So it is not you. So I just go to the temple, like, that we had a temple there in that school. So morning, like, it's like, I'm your instrument. Everything is of you, like, good or bad, it is yours. I just very casually tell that, come have the vibhuti and come off. This is my prayer. Till date, it's been my prayer. So Kabir, this has been my way of, only like repeatedly, like, getting on to God, surrendering myself, waiting for, I used to be so desperate. I used to cry. So then, I remember once I had asked Mathriya in one of his sessions about, what do I do, Mathriya, when I'm so desperate? So he said, like, come on, like, we are all, we are a dust in this universe. So just imagine, just do your things and leave it. He knows how to handle you. You will realize it. So I've seen a lot of miracles in my life, Kabir. It's only because of all those miracles I'm sitting here today. So I believe that I'm so grateful for that. So my gratitude and my surrender takes me through. That's my strength that I've gained. And that is what I've been, what has been given my strength to face these situations in life. Thank you, Kabir. Thank you so much. Sridhara has raised his hand.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, it was a nice session, Pongal ma'am.
Thank you.
Actually, I used to listen to your messages in Global Counselors Nest.
Okay.
Previously, morning messages. It was very
Sridharan
motivating.
Sir. GC
Yes.
Okay, Sridharan sir. Okay.
No, yeah, it's from Bangalore. Yeah.
Okay.
Now my question is, like, normally mind always thinks about negative, more negativity.
Yeah.
Okay. Even though you keep feeding, positive again and again. Okay. It normally connects to the negative dots.
Yes.
Okay. Normally positive dots we keep thinking, but if an incident happens, normally mind goes to negative dots and it paralyzes the mind.
Yeah.
Now that time our belief system normally shatters. Like, I think you are a person of psychology also.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
now
I've just read. I'm self-learned, actually, not a qualified and all. Okay. So yeah, please.
Yeah. Now maybe think over, like, I'm not a believer of God. Okay. Now how to handle the situation, like, how to connect the positive dots and motivate myself, like.
So, so this is one thing that I would like to bring in Asanji here, like, wherein Asanji says that mind, the nature of mind is, it's repetitive in nature, like, it's waits for repetitive things. So, and that too, because our emotions, negative emotions or negative experiences are deeper, we take it deeper than the positive emotions. So it generally goes towards the negative emotions. So that is when he says mindfulness, like meditation, helps. So even if you're not a believer of God, but you believe in human power, right? You believe in your power.
Yes, that's
so there is some power within you. Call it your own power. See, I call it my power with God's power. Like, that's doubled up. But you say the human is all powerful, right? So, like, I would say, like, I've seen, I can quote Lizzie very casually here, because when I met Lizzie was in a very, very different situation. Like only negative thoughts were there in her. Only negative thoughts were there in her. She couldn't think about anything. Like as she said, Samir GP's first session, she was walking like a crazy woman there and talking, you know, like it was so like, she was so bad. And one thing is like your acceptance to something. Your acceptance, either you accept a coach, you acceptance to some, because at times, as you said, human mind, we tend to hold on to something and cling on, and as it's human nature, we go on to the negative things repeatedly. So you have someone to divert you from that to a different thing, to make you, as I told you, I think about my miracles. I think about my blessings. I think about whatever has happened as to be grateful for. So if you're initially, if you're finding it difficult, so for me, it was my guru who helped me initially. So it's like that. If you can just talk to someone or find someone who can help you out in just a small, diversion. You have to be a little twisted that side. Misdirected towards a small twist in your path can make a big difference. That, as I told you, small things make a big difference. So just start with those small things, and you will see one day that you are becoming a humongous positive person.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you very much for your insights. Yeah.
Thank you for asking the questions and sharing the amazing words. And thank you, Pongalman. Last call, if anyone has any question or would like to share something, please come forward. Okay, I don't see anyone asking or raising any questions. So I'll just share my screen for introducing the speaker of the next week. So we have an amazing speaker coming next week. His name is Veera Rajkumar. Yes, many of us know him very well, because we have heard him so many times.
Yes.
He's MSc in psychology. He has won so many awards. I have mentioned only 2-3, but he has won many awards. He's director of Anandam Youth Foundation, and he's member of KFB, Chennai Trainers Forum. He will give us insights on how to manage our finances, how to boost the savings. So I have heard him on few sessions, so I'm really grateful that he's coming here on the next week as our speaker. I'm really waiting for the next Saturday. So please do tune in to take amazing feedback and amazing ideas on how to do savings and how to double your income and so many other things. So I'll be waiting for you all here again on the same platform next Saturday. And thank you once again, Pongal ma'am, for joining us today. Thank you everybody who have joined us on this platform for today's webinar, which was Believe Your Beliefs. So Jason, over to you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Sushma, for hosting this session. In fact, Veera is already hearing us. He's, I think, live. Yeah.
Yes.
And he's getting prepared for the next session. Thanks a lot, Pongal ma'am, for this session. Thank you for accepting our invite and coming online today. Again,
it has been a great forum, and as everyone said, Jason, your consistency matters, and doing something for people at this moment when we ourselves are challenged, and irrespective of that, when we do that, and God's grace is always with us, and things will fall in line differently, and we will get something differently. So God bless you.
Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
On this positive note, we would like to wind up the session, Sushma.
Yes. Thank you, everybody. Have a great evening. Bye.
Good evening. Good night to all.
Good evening. Good night. Kunen sir, thank you so much for being there, and thank you.